afternoon, friends. It is Monday. I hope that you all had a lovely weekend. It is a particularly cold day out today. Absolutely frigid. I think right now, has it gotten up into the 30s? Oh, it says it's actually 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Excuse me, this morning it was 25 degrees Fahrenheit, so frigidly cold. But now it's up to 41, so it's a little bit normal. But it says it feels like 37, so still very cold. We're supposed to be kind of having a pretty decent cold snap this week. It is supposed to be very frigidly cold over Christmas Day. My birthday has a high of 13 degrees Fahrenheit. We're not going anywhere. But yeah, it's been a pretty lovely, relaxed sort of a morning. I called and talked with my family for a couple hours, which was lovely. I've been feeling particularly, it kind of hit me over the last couple of days. I started really feeling nostalgic for some of my family traditions and things. This is kind of the bummer about my family not being local, is that I get to do things with Micah's family, which is lovely, but there are certain things that are my treasured, like, childhood Christmassy memories and things that we don't get to do. And so it's not quite the same. I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping and praying that sometime in the next few years the Army will move my family back here or somewhere that is not like 8 hours away. Because that's kind of a challenging drive to do with small children. But yeah, so it's really nice to call and talk to them, and I'm probably going to try and make a point of doing that quite a bit over this next week with the Christmas stuff and whatnot. The last couple of years we've made a point of making sure that we call my family on Christmas Day. Well, no, just last year, because the year before my family was still here. Yeah, so I miss them. Which is a good thing, I suppose. It's better to miss them rather than to be glad that they're not around. But yeah, it's been a nice, chill morning. My game plan for today and tomorrow and Wednesday is to work like the dickens to get Micah's Christmas socks done, because those are the last 3 days that he's not going to be in the house before Christmas, which is lovely in the context that I'll get to spend time with him. But on the other hand, I won't be able to really work on his present. So I really think that I'm only going to be getting one pair of socks done before Christmas, but that's fine because I've got the yarn all caked up and ready to go for another pair of socks. And then I have a partial pair of socks that are really, really close to me. I have the first sock done, and then I just need to do the second sock. So that is my game plan for today, and then over the next few evenings I'm going to really try and get baby Tam's present done, which I'm really close to finishing. I've actually started the last piece, which is just a little nub. You can't even see that. It's a little nub at the moment. I am starting the tail of Hobbs. I have everything else done, so all that's left is the tail, and then I'll just have to seam everything together and it'll be done. Micah is really, really excited about this. As soon as I mentioned that I was kind of planning to do this, he was just like, yes, you should do that. So it definitely got the thumbs up vote from him. So yeah, that's kind of my plan for today, is to just really, really try as much as baby Tim will let me to get Micah's present done. That is my #1 goal over the next 3 days. Yeah? Hi! But anyway, so with that being said, that means that I'm going to get off of here and try as much as I can to start knitting on that. Well, actually, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab the sock. I'm going to knit on it for a little bit because I want to talk about a book that I read yesterday, which was so lovely. Okay, so in case this is your first day of Vlogmas that you're checking in on, this is the first sock that I have finished for my husband, and I am knitting it out of this Barocco vintage sock in the colorway Douglas Fir, which is this lovely, super dark green. I've never used this before, so this is my first time using it. So far, I'm really enjoying it. It's a lovely, soft yarn. It's an acrylic wool and nylon blend. So I'm very, very curious to see how it's going to hold up. And here is where I'm at on the second sock. I finished the heel, and I'm working on the, it's kind of hard to see because this yarn is dark, but I'm working on the gusset decreases. And then it's just the foot. This needle is bent. Anyway. So I'm on the home stretch, so to speak. All the hard parts are done. All I just have to do is zip through the foot and finish off the toe. So if I end up being able to get this one done in today or tomorrow, I might try and finish the second sock for, let me pull this one out of here. This set of socks that I'm making for him, which is just a simple ribbed shorty sock, and this one's out of the Drops Fable yarn. So all that's left on this one is just Kitchener-ing the toe, and then that one would be done. So depending if I get this one done quickly, I might try and go ahead and knit up the second sock for that pair, and then I would be able to have 2 pairs of socks. But as long as I get 1 pair of socks done, I'm okay. I'm happy with that. And then I'm so excited. Yeah? You're okay. I'm so excited to be able to get done with some of these, or to finish these 2 gift projects, because I have some lovely new yarns that I want to cast on. For my Christmas Eve cast on, I'm planning to cast on the Silent Night West Yorkshire Spinners yarn, and just do a lovely vanilla sock with that yarn. Yeah? It's okay. It's okay. Mommy needs to work on the sock. Yeah. Can you play down there for just a little bit more? Just a little bit more? You're okay. Hi. Anyway, what I was going to tell you, this book that I read yesterday, it's The Unexpected Mrs. Pollithax by Dorothy Gilman. And I was recommending this to my mom because I loved it so much. It was so fun. I read it in like 2 days. And it's basically about this older lady, and her kids are grown, her husband's been dead for several years, and she's just kind of feeling lonely and left out, so to speak, and doesn't really feel like she has much purpose in her life. So she decides to just go to this CIA headquarters and see if they need any spies to work. And so then she gets roped into this mission, and all sorts of adventures and things happen, and it was just lovely. Mrs. Pollithax is so dignified, and she's like a sweet grandmotherly sort of a lady, and it's not ridiculous and over the top and making her like a super spy lady. She's just herself, and her job is basically to be a tourist and to pick up this product, or this not product, object from one of the other agents. Like, that's all her job is, and her whole disguise is the fact that she's just a sweet grandmotherly lady who can look like a tourist. But she's really resourceful and practical and dignified and sweet, and I loved it so much. It was such a good book. I'm pretty sure I've heard it recommended. Yeah? You're okay. Let me finish this round and I'll pick you up. You're sounding really pitiful. Yes. But at least I got in a couple rounds. It's progress. I've told myself the entire time with these projects that every little bit counts. So even if I'm only able to do like half a dozen stitches before he wants me to hold him and take care of him, that's 6 stitches that I hadn't done before. Yep, let me put it away. Let me put it away. I know, hold on. Come here. Come here. Oh, hi, Pumpkin. Hi. pitiful man. But yeah, so I started reading it yesterday, and then I finished it early this morning. Yeah. He woke up at about 3:45ish ready to eat, and so I just ended up staying up because I was pretty wide awake. And I usually have it where if I get up and I'm awake, I usually will feel more tired if I go back to bed and sleep for an hour or two than if I just stay up. So that's what I did. I just went ahead and stayed up and I did some reading. I actually knit a few rows on Micah's sock and finished the book. And it was so good. I really enjoyed it. I've already started the second one. And I'm really curious. I'm pretty sure there's like a whole series of books. And I'm hoping that I end up liking this series just as much as I like the Miss Silver series by Patricia Wentworth, because then I would have a whole other series of books to read, which would make me so happy. And then I do really want to read Christmas Mouse by Miss Reed, which is a book, I think I mentioned it yesterday or the day before. I really do want to read that one. So I may have to put a pause on reading any more Miss Polifax and read some Christmassy books quickly before Christmas gets here. Yeah. Yeah. But I wanted to recommend it because I enjoyed it so much. And I think that's what I was getting ready to say. I'm pretty sure I'd seen Mrs. Polifax and recommended somewhere. I can't remember if it may have been Miranda Mills or somebody else. I saw it recommended. It may have been on Instagram. But I was looking at, because I finished reading the second, or was it the third? The third Lord Peter Wimsey book by Dorothy L. Sayers, Unnatural Death. And it was good, but it had much more of a, I don't know, sad, sort of depressing tone to it. And it just made me a little bit sad. So I'm kind of hesitant to read more. I will. I have the next two books in the series on loan from the library, but I just needed something else in between because it was just kind of sad. And I don't know, I like the murder mysteries that I've read where they just don't make you feel super sad. I don't know, it sounds so bad. That's one of the reasons why I love the Miss Silver series so much, is that they're so wholesome, and a lot of times the victim is somebody that you don't really like that much anyway. There were a couple of different characters in a couple of the books where they were just these manipulative, horrible women that I was just waiting for them to get murdered because they were so terrible. But the thing was that they were realistic. Like, they weren't over the top absurd. They were realistic to life, manipulative, terrible women. And manipulation is one of my, like, I don't like saying trigger points because I think that is, triggered is an overused word at the moment, but it gets me. It gets to me so badly. Manipulation, So, I needed something that was a little bit lighter than the Lord Peter Wimsey, and so I was looking for similar books and was like, let's just try this Mrs. Polifax thing. And I'm so happy I did. It was so much fun. But anyway, it looks like today's video is going to be a long one because I've already talked for like 10 minutes about books, and yeah. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can get little man here to go to sleep and get some more work done on my socks. I have little baby Kens asleep and napping, and I am taking the opportunity to read the Christmas Mouse, and I've already read this much. I love this book so much. This may become a new Christmas tradition for me. It is so sweet and wholesome. I'm 108 pages in, and it looks like there might be about 170, 180 pages. I love it. it's so good. It's so cozy and wholesome, and it just, I don't know, vintage books always make me want to be better, to do better, and to be a better little woman, a better housewife, a better mom. Oh, I love it. It's so good. I managed to get baby Tam to sleep by himself, so he's napping upstairs. I've got the baby monitor down here, and Micah's going to be home any minute now, and I'm quickly tossing together one of our favorite dinners. There's a little bit of a story behind this one. When we went on our anniversary trip last year, we stopped off at a vegan restaurant, and we had this really delicious sweet potato, black bean, and corn meal. So good. So we've recreated it since then. And basically, I'll cook the sweet potatoes in the Instant Pot, and then I'll do black beans with cumin, paprika, chili powder, salt, pepper, typically garlic and onion, and warm that up, let it melt a little bit, and then just some frozen corn, just heat that up. And then basically you take the sweet potato and smoosh it a little bit, and then you put butter and salt on it and put some black beans, and then you put the corn on it, and then the restaurant had vegan sour cream. We just used regular sour cream. And then you just kind of like mix it all up, and it's so good. And then today we have some leftover ground beef that we cooked last week, but just for tacos, and so I'm gonna throw that in with it too. So it's not vegan anymore, but we do have it a lot where it is meatless, and it's so good. When my mom was here for when baby Tam was just before he was born, and then afterwards, we made it a couple of times for her, and she absolutely loved it. So she took it home and started doing it for the rest of my family. But that's what's going on right now. I'm gonna go ahead and again say adios here. I may film a couple little snippets, and I may not. I'm not sure yet. So we will see for that. But as far as talking to the camera, I'm gonna go ahead and end things here, and I will see you tomorrow.